Okay, good morning, Steve from the Camouflage Store. Today we're going to talk about products from Buffalo Systems. They're very widely known within the outdoor industry, and I've picked up on something that hasn't really been looked at too much, which I think needs to be looked at for potential customers, and plus I think it's a fantastic product. It's called the Active Shirt, which is here. Okay, and we'll go through a few little bits of this one in a minute, but it's worth talking about the history around Buffalo because I'm interested in it, and I'm sure lots of customers are, because it's nice to know where the thought comes from it, how they come up with ideas in fabrics, because as when you're outdoors and you're in sort of tough places, you have to have the right products, else you can get into a bit of trouble for one thing or another. So it is interesting to learn about this. So Buffalo have been going for 40 years, incredible, 40 years within the UK. So if we sort of rewind back to 1979, a gentleman called Hamish Hamilton had a vision about a process of a fabric that was breathable, lightweight, and that was still tough and durable, and to try and get away from this wearing very, very thick layers, heavy cotton. So I think it was a vision that he had, and he was trying to design something that you could get rid of everything else with it. And I think Pertex was a very early fabric which he had designed, and obviously spent a long time trying to manufacture this. And he did this in conjunction with a mill called Perseverance Mills up in Lancashire. So there must have been a heck of a lot of work that went on then, back in the early days, to get this right. And of course working then with specialist people, your special forces and things like that. And there is a little story that if you go back and look at the Iranian embassy siege, the interview straight after that, the guy's wearing one of the very early Buffalo shirts. So most people know all about Buffalo. They've got the Special 6 shirt, or they've got all their products, and they're fantastic. That they last for years. So from back then, John and Sue sort of carried on with the vision and started with the sleeping bags and the rest of the lines. So with all this, you're looking at 40 years of customers' feedback where they can design changes, and look at different fabrics to be revolutionary into this game. And the benefits are, are excellent for that outdoor user, whether you're in a professional range, of a professional job, I don't know, with mountain rescue and things like that, or with your hobbies and everything, because at least that you're getting a fantastic product that is still manufactured, put together in Sheffield. So we'll have that's a bit of a history lesson on it, but if anybody looks, they can go back and have a look more. But it's fascinating to see their story, and I think you should really look at it because it is excellent. So the Active shirt, very, very similar in all the designs that Buffalo do regarding this shirt, about wearing one product with minimalistic back. They don't really want you wearing anything underneath it if you can. Next to the skin's going to work better. So the reason, so the outer fabric is called P-Form, which is a high performance mini ripstop fabric. It's sourced from Belgium. It doesn't rustle, this jacket this shirt is designed for durability. So, compared to the Special 6 shirt and maybe the Mountain shirt where they use like a Pertex outer, this is just, it doesn't make as much noises. It's a little bit softer, and it's quieter. So if you're into wildlife, if you're into the military, you've obviously got the benefits of that, of being a lot quieter. The colours at the moment they're doing bark and slate. I think there were a deep russet, but I'm not too sure about that, but definitely bark and slate. Sizes go from about a 36 in sort of 2-inch increments up to 48. So that is the outer. Now the lining, which is renowned. You know, they've used it in the Special 6 shirts and all their other lines, the Aquatherm. Now that lining is put together or manufactured up in Yorkshire, and you know, it's well renowned. You know, if it's close to the skin, the performance of this is second to none. It's absolutely excellent. I mean, you can submerge this in water, and if you put this next to your skin, your own body temperature, you know, it will be dry within about sort of 15 to 20 minutes with your own body temperature. The way in which it works is excellent. So you can see why they don't want you wearing, or it works better without wearing cotton base layers in sweatshirts and, you know, different kind of garments that are going to trap moisture and stop the airflow. And hence, you know, you want to be lighter and more dynamic, and it's going to work a lot better. So that's the inner. And you know, if you compare this lining to things like Primaloft and Down that are sort of filled with other jackets now, you know, there's nothing to compare with this. It will dry so much quicker. The performance is so much more improved. So, you know, that compared to Down and Primaloft, you know, this for me every day. Also, it's worth noting that, I don't know, just say you do nick it or rip it, or, you know, for any of your Buffalo products, you might have shirts out there, and if they are ripped, you know, send them back to Buffalo. They've got an in-house repair system which they can repair products. You know, you'll be amazed. We've sent products back where people have had them for sort of 10, 15 years and they've gone and repaired it. So, you know, it's not all bad news if you do have a mistake or accident or rip it or whatever you do. You know, they can and they will do their best to, you know, to get it fixed for you. Okay, so we've looked at the outer, we looked at the inner. Look, pockets, zips. I mean, the use of well-renowned YKK zips, which, you know, we all know about. You know, every part of this is really looked into. You know, like I said, with 40 years feedback, you know, they're continually looking and listening to customers if they can make any changes. And that's really important. So if we talk about how they put this together, they would call it their 4-stage production process. So the first stage would be cutting of all the materials. The second stage would be overlocking. So that would be putting the inner to the outer. And then the third stage would be to put all the zips on and to ensure that they're on correctly and all that. Now the fourth stage would be all putting all the baffles, all the adjustments and all the little finishing edges like that. And then every single product is inspected. Now can you imagine that? Every single product. So everything that comes out of there is individually inspected. You know, that's some work going on there, isn't it? So it's just to ensure that you are getting the right product, okay, and that, you know, we don't want rips and things going wrong, but that's their attention to detail. You know, they've got employees up there that have been there for, you know, well over 20 years, and the tradition of making products like this is just, it's second to none, and that's what you want. You want that continuity. But even today, you know, John and Sue, they're still coming out with new products. There's still different designs. They still think about new ideas for one thing and another. So hats off to them. I think they do a fantastic job. So this today is the active shirt. Next week I'm going to have the active light, because we've ordered a few active lights and I think it's worth looking at that, and which we'll do. Please give us a thumbs up. If there's anything that you want to contact me about this shirt or anything from Buffalo, don't hesitate. Send us an email, sales@camouflage-store.com. Thanks for watching. See ya.